Hello and welcome to Pock and Rob. This video is the next in my series ranking the tracks of Iron Maiden studio albums, which means it's part 3, 1982's Number of the Beast. This is my original copy. You can see probably the cover's a little bit bluer. This is the 2022 remaster with Beast over Hammersmith on the back. There is a significant difference between these two versions, which I will touch on towards the end. The Number of the Beast album saw the next lineup change in Iron Maiden. Paul Di'Anno had been fired, and he was replaced by the former Samson vocalist Bruce Dickinson. And Number of the Beast is where things really took off. This was a #1 album in the UK. It remains their biggest selling record. There are 8 tracks, so let's start with the track I have placed at 8, and it is Gangland. I don't hate Gangland. It's on a par with the things that I rated 5 out of 10 on Killers. Things like Genghis Khan and Ides of March and Drifter. And it shares something else with Drifter in the fact that it is really forgettable. I've been listening to this album over 30 years, and I had to go back and listen to Gangland again when I did this ranking to make sure it was where it should be. And yeah, it is, because I just do not bring it to mind, ever. Gangland, weakest track on the record, comfortably so. I've placed it at number 8, and it's a 5 out of 10 song for me. At number 7, I have placed 22 Acacia Avenue. On my first of these videos, I mentioned that Charlotte the Harlot was my least favourite track of Iron Maiden, and I've given it 4 out of 10. 22 Acacia Avenue is the sequel, and in many ways it's just as misogynistic. I mean, there's a whole idea of trying to redeem Charlotte from her life of selling sex, but I don't particularly like the song very much, and that might be heresy to a lot of Iron Maiden fans, but I don't, for the same reasons I don't particularly like Charlotte Hart. It is better. I mean, I'd say it's at least 2 marks better, because I've actually given it 6 out of 10. At number 6, and giving 6 out of 10, appropriately enough, I have placed Invaders, the album opener. Now, I've seen this slagged off as being one of Iron Maiden's weakest opening tracks, and I like Invaders. I think it's a really good way to open Number of the Beast album. I mean, there are probably better ways of opening the album. I would probably agree with that. But Invaders is fun. I like it a lot, and I don't get why it's so maligned. It's a fun track that its feel tells you that this is the same band that did Killers, even if it's a new vocalist. It has a feel that aligns with Iron Maiden and Killers. It's a natural progression track, which is probably why it's a good choice as the opener. Invaders, number 6 with 6 out of 10. And number 5, I have placed Children of the Damned. This is a bleak lyric and a horror-inflected lyric that I'm not hugely fond of, but the musicality in Children of the Damned is what carries it. For me, it's only a 7 out of 10, but it is a good song. It's really good on the Live After Death double album. Children of the Damned, number 5, 7 out of 10. Halfway through the ranking, it's at this point that I traditionally aim to remind you to subscribe if you haven't already done so, and join our growing account. We are over 300. We've got some way to go before I get to the next milestone in my head, where I'll do a live stream again. Or hit the thumbs up to like the video. This helps with YouTube algorithms so other people see it. The bell will give you the notifications of any future content. And then there's the share button. So if you want to share this video with another metalhead who wants to argue with my rankings of Iron Maiden, then that's the button to hit for that. So let's back into the rankings for my 4th favourite track from Number of the Beast, The Prisoner. I think the opening audio from the TV show of I Am Not a Number, I Am a Free Man is a really strong way to open the song. It won't be the only time that they do a little spoken word introduction to a track on this very album. And I think The Prisoner has stood the test of time. The Prisoner, it's a really, really good song, and I've given it 8 out of 10. And number 3, I have placed the title track, Number of the Beast. Now this is 100% Stone Cold Iron Maiden classic. There are many people who would give this 10 out of 10. I've given it 9. The reason being is it always makes me feel a bit uncomfortable. I am a Christian and I have been a Christian for the vast majority of the time that I've ever listened to Iron Maiden. And the 666 chant just does affect me ever so slightly. I know it's not about being a Satanist, but more about how stupid it would be to get involved in that, based on a nightmare that Steve Harris had. It is a terrific, brilliant song, and I've given it 9 out of 10. Just that one mark off for the reasons that I mentioned. And number 2, I have placed Run to the Hills. The lead-off single, some would say, would have made a great opening track. I actually think Number of the Beast with that spoken word intro would have been a terrific opening track for the record. But no, Run to the Hills, their first top 10 hit. Again, Bruce may have made a moral contribution into the writing of Run to the Hills, and it is just banging. It is overheard, it is overplayed, but that said, I'm really glad they played it on the most recent tour, because I got to see them do Run to the Hills, and it's a magical piece of metal music. 10 out of 10. I've given it a perfect 10. I think it's an absolutely perfect song. It's not number 1, and the reason is because I've just heard it so many times that I think it's a little bit tired, but I can't deny it's a 10 out of 10. And at number 1, that leaves the closing track, Hallowed Be Thy Name. It is a masterpiece. It is the best song that Iron Maiden have recorded up to this point. It is, in all honesty, it's probably the template for the Iron Maiden epics to come. The performance on Run for Your Lives tour was phenomenal, especially with the backdrops. And if you're in the US watching this and you're going to see them, the light show and the backdrops are brilliant. And none more so than in this song when it comes on, and Hallowed Be Thy Name. It's a brilliant song about a murderer going to the gallows. It's a great song, Hallowed Be Thy Name. It is their first 100% masterpiece, and I do think it is better than even Phantom of the Opera, much as I love that, which I also gave 10 to, because it is of course a 10 out of 10. So that concludes my ranking of the 8 tracks of Number of the Beast. Overall, the total adds up to 61. Divide that by 8 to get my album score, and it is 7.62. This actually puts it as being the best Maiden album so far, and I agree. It's above Iron Maiden itself. There is still, for me, better to come. But at the moment, Number of the Beast is smashing in at the number 1 ranking. And before I go, a quick word about the 2022 remaster. So Steve finally got his way and excised Gangland and inserted Total Eclipse in its place. So side 2 of the 2022 remaster now runs as Number of the Beast, Run to the Hills, Total Eclipse and Hallowed Be Thy Name. And that is an incredible side of vinyl. Gangland does have the unenviable reputation of dragging side 2 down a little bit. And Total Eclipse, if it had been in this ranking, it probably would have been a 7, which would have pushed the album that bit better. So in the end, yes, I agree with Steve. Number of the Beast would have been better with Total Eclipse on it rather than Gangland. Before I go, I remind you to subscribe, like, hit the bell, share the video, and thanks for watching.